What made you want to write a book now?
I wanted to be known.
To be known?
Yeah, for 40 years I've been an actress, playing other people. You called my food disgusting.
She's known for playing Red Reznikoff.
You're getting starved.
Head of the prison kitchen in Orange is the New Black.
You'll leave Litchfield as a skeleton in a body bag. Pow!
Captain Catherine Janeway.
Fire.
On Star Trek Voyager.
It's becoming increasingly difficult for me to answer questions about what our future plans are.
And one of Sam Malone's girlfriends on Cheers.
Well, I mean, haven't you ever thought about you and me tying the knot?
Oh, now you told me you didn't go in for that kinky stuff.
Thank you very, very much. Nice to see you. Hi, Simon. Thank you very much.
But to become known for herself meant Kate Mulgrew had to write about some painful subjects. The early deaths of her two younger sisters, a rape, and perhaps most painful of all, her choice to give her firstborn child up for adoption.
What part of this was you confronting you?
A big part.
Was it scary down there?
The scariest part was that I would be dishonest in any way.
Catherine Kiernan Mulgrew grew up in Dubuque, Iowa, in a large Irish Catholic family. Her dramatic talents were apparent early. Here she is, just out of high school, in a local radio play.
You must help me get away from here. If my name gets associated with a murder, my modeling career will be finished.
By age 20, she'd moved to New York and quickly landed a starring role in a new soap opera
where you been?
about an Irish family bar in the city called Ryan's Hope.
I've been to the printers. Wait till you see.
How quickly did Ryan's Hope kind of...
Catapult me?
Yeah.
Overnight. Oh, gaggles of girls would stop me in the streets of New York. Mary Ryan, Mary Ryan. I remember that. It was big.
That first season, she was on top of the world. Then she got pregnant. The father was an assistant director. Marriage was out of the question.
There was no way it was going to work with this baby, with the two of you.
No. You know, he's a good guy. We were just too young.
They broke up on this bench outside Central Park.
Then he looked at me and not unkindly said, I wish I'd never met you.
At her mother's urging, she went to Catholic Charities and agreed to put the unborn baby up for adoption.
Maybe I'll get some clues about my baby before it's born.
While the producers of Ryan's Hope wrote her pregnancy
Breathe, breathe.
into the plot line.
Mom, it's a girl.
6 million people watched me have this baby. And I had the baby. And then I gave the baby up and went back to work 2 days later.
And you have to have a baby on the show.
Yeah.
How did you get yourself ready for that, though?
That was the hardest moment of my life.
Honey, I'm getting scared.
Walking onto that set with that stunt baby and delivering a monologue about love, fidelity, endurance, and I will never leave you.
And it's just you and me, love. But don't worry. You'll be safe and happy no matter what.
I instantly regretted giving her up. It was instant. I went immediately, the first week. I begged.
You went to the church?
Yeah, I begged.
And said I made a mistake?
Yeah. But
And they said...
No.
The decision, the church said, was unalterable. Mulgrew went on with her life. She married, moved to Seattle, and had 2 sons. But part of her never gave up looking for her daughter.
she will always be in front of me, and I'll find her.
It would take more than 20 years. By then, she'd become the first female captain of a Star Trek series.
You know, I'm really easy to get along with. most of the time. But I don't like bullies, and I don't like threats, and I don't like you, Cullen.
Mulgrew, who can be as fierce in person as she is on screen, hired 3 private investigators and continued to pressure the church. Finally, in 1999, she was contacted by an agency that connects adopted children with their birth parents. At 5 in the morning, she was in her trailer on the set of Star Trek.
The phone rang. Hello? Hello? Hi. This is Danielle Gaudet. And I think I am your birth daughter.
They agreed to meet that weekend at a hotel in Cambridge, Massachusetts at noon.
I got to the lobby at 9.
You were sitting there for 3 hours?
3 hours. In case I missed her. Everybody who came through the door was my daughter.
Finally, Danielle appeared. She'd been just as stunned. The agency had found her birth mother.
I was like a deer in headlights, and they were overjoyed, and they're like, do you watch Star Trek?
To me,
And
that's...
I'm like, no.
How did she seem when you met her, from your point of view?
You can be honest.
Well, a very refreshing kind of feeling because there's a likeness. So that was a really neat thing. But then I also felt overwhelmed.
Now a 37-year-old yoga instructor, Danielle had grown up with her adoptive family in Massachusetts.
There you are.
Meeting Kate began a long healing process that both admit has been hard at times.
I have one memory of Kate visiting me, and she was talking. She was just telling me a story, just sitting across the table. But when I tuned into myself, there's a screaming girl in my head shouting, "You have to love me. You better love me." Like, not listening at all to anything she's saying, which I then saw, oh, this has affected my life, many aspects of my life, many relationships in my life.
The healings continued for 17 years now.
Alec.
Right up through when Danielle read Born with Teeth and her birth mother's description of their first phone call.
I mean, I cried, really wept when I read that part. This is where her story and my story cross. Her agony about it and mine, it came together at that moment. It just clicked inside my head, so I had a huge release of emotion when I read it.
That's pretty cool.
She's a pretty terrific kid.
The actress wanted to be known for more than her characters. In writing her story, Kate Mulgrew knows more about herself now, too.
All of it's been quite unexpected and terrific.
Yeah.
Marvelous. I mean, I love you
Yes, I love you too.
very much. So who would have thought this, you know?